back on our way to Middlebury, Indiana. Pick up this second trailer of the week. Remembered my iPad this time, so that's good. Got my logs running on that. I think this is a slightly larger trailer. I don't think it's a big one still. This one's going to Slinger, Wisconsin, which is another shorter run for us. So it's 8 o'clock right now. Should be hopefully to Middlebury around like 10:15. Well, it'll be 11:15 Middlebury time. But so that should put me up to Slinger by like 3 o'clock, I would think, somewhere in that area, depending on how long it takes to find this trailer at Coachman. I had the video yesterday. It's a little bit more difficult there. Such a large place with a bunch of different lots, and it definitely adds time. Very rarely am I able to find the trailer super easy and just get in and get out. So it is what it is. It'll add a little bit of time, but still should be a shorter day. I don't think the weather is gonna be bad or anything. It snowed last night by me, just like a dusting though, real light, like almost like a lake effect probably. Snow. I saw a guy outside this morning just in his shorts just sweeping the snow off the sidewalk, so it was just really light, like airy snow. So hopefully we don't deal with any weather like we did a couple days ago, and it should make for an uneventful quick trip. And then I am going to reach out today to my dispatcher to see if I can get a load for tomorrow. That would be ideal, but I know we're still pretty slow, so I don't think I'm gonna get a load. It'll probably just be the 2 this week. I'll still do a video probably on like total earnings and expenses and stuff like that, but it's gonna be low. It won't even hit 1,000 this week with these 2 short runs. So it would be really nice to grab a third one, but we'll see what happens. I'm happy I just got 2 at least, right? So I did have someone reach out to me. I don't know if it was from YouTube. They got me on Facebook though, wanting information on who I drive for. So I'm gonna send that information over to them. I'm always happy to do that. Just keep in mind that we are slow right now, and there's really not any loads. So I'm sure it'll pick up soon. So I'll definitely send that information over. If anybody's interested, I'll give them my dispatcher's information, and they can see if that's something that they're interested in. And if you ever have like any questions about just how it works, if you're not in this line of work and you're looking to potentially get into this line of work and you just have some more questions, I'm always happy to answer. You can either throw them in the comments down below, or if you want to reach out to me, I still have to update my email address or something. I got to figure that out, how I want to do that. But if anybody wants to reach out to me direct, I'm gonna find a way so that you guys can do that, and we can have conversations if necessary, or if you want to. I'm always happy to help out. I went a while back, a month or so ago, whatever it was. Someone that I met through YouTube and then Facebook, we actually sat down, had a soda together. So just answering, talking, seeing if it's something that, if driving for the company that I drive for is something that individual wants to do. So and then I did get him in touch with my dispatcher and stuff like that. So not going to guarantee that I can always meet up in person with people, but we can at least talk through Messenger or something like that. So I don't think the company that I work with wants me to put their information directly onto YouTube. So I'm going to leave that off still, unless I hear back differently. But yeah, it's a good company. It's small. If you look back at some of the videos, if you haven't already seen them, I go over a lot of, like, in a few different videos, I go over, the benefits of working with a small company versus like a larger one. And I may do another video on that, just like more in depth after 2-3 months or whatever it's been of working with a smaller company. What I've noticed to be beneficial versus where you would benefit with a big company. But for now, if you look back at some of my videos, you'll be able to see or listen to some of the stuff that I've talked about. At least get an idea if that's something that you want to do. So I am still dealing with the turbo surge, I guess is what I was calling it turbo flutter, but I think the technical term is actually turbo surge. It's not doing it today. It is warmer today, like 27 degrees, so it's almost seeming like it's only happening in the really cold days where it's like, wake up to like almost negative single digits. And I'm not really sure why that would be. But that's, like it did it on Monday is when I first noticed it. And I switched out the air filter, thought that was gonna fix it. It fixed it for like probably 500-600 miles, and then yesterday it came back. So I don't know. I mean, it was a little bit colder yesterday than the day before, and I know Monday was colder than Tuesday, so that's the only real variable that I can find. I did pull my map sensor again to see if that was it, because I had read a few things saying it could be like a dirty map sensor, and I did find more information saying it could be the air filter. So I addressed the air filter. It's got a brand new Doc's diesel air filter in there. I did check the map sensor. That's the sensor that I had to pull over on my way down to Indiana. The one night I stopped in Gary, Indiana, and had to clean my map sensor. That's like a week or so after I bought the truck, or 2 weeks after I bought the truck, something like that. I had a feeling it was going to be clean still, because it's only been like 10,000 miles. I pulled it. It looked brand new still. So I didn't even bother taking it out and cleaning it, because there was nothing on it. So unless it's like a faulty map sensor, which is possible, it's not the map sensor. Some people did mention a throttle body, and I guess like with the EGR, it dumps back through the throttle body and creates like a soot inside the throttle body. But based off what people were telling me, or I was reading online, because I was posted on the 6-7 Power Stroke page, sounds like that's more of like a throttle flutter or like a stumble, and that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting a surge or a flutter. It's like you get on the throttle, it's restricted some, but it's not like fluttering or surging or stumbling. It just kind of feels like you have a weight, and then when I let off the turbo on the spool down, just like hops, I guess, or surges, flutters, so it definitely something with the turbo, whether it be a sensor or a tuning issue. It could be a tuning issue. I haven't reached out to my tuner yet, because I was trying to, I don't want to assume it's a tuning issue. I had his tunes on my last 6-7, never had this issue. As far as I know, nothing's changed, but if the issue continues to come up, I'll probably just reach out to him, either see if he can at it, or if he knows what could be going on. One thing I'm kind of thinking, there's two things I'm thinking could be. It could be because I've got a 5-inch exhaust and a stock intake. I'm wondering if I'm not pulling enough air. And it's like a back pressure issue. I hesitate to think that that's the case, because really everything that I've read, since like the early 2000s, these cold air intakes really don't make a difference unless you're pushing like massive power. These factory air boxes now are not restrictive like they were, say, in like the 90s. So I kind of hesitate to think that that's the case, because I'm not like a built truck. I'm just a 5-inch exhaust and a tune. So, but it might be worth seeing if that's something that would correct it. I do have plans eventually to get like, I think, an SMB cold air intake. That's really like the only one I can find that people say is worthwhile. And even at that, like I don't know that it's gonna increase power, but I think it probably would, at the very minimum, increase like the turbo whistle, which I think sounds kind of cool. So, and make the underhood look a little bit cool. So that's kind of, eventually I was gonna do that. I think it's like $400, but it wasn't like on my radar. When I say eventually, I'm probably a year or around there, because I just replaced this air filter, and then I have a brand new one waiting to go in again, because I ordered from Doc's Diesel, and they had if you spend a certain amount of money, you got some free stuff. So I just went ahead and did that. So I ended up with like 2 of those filters. So ideally I would not spend the money and just use the stock filter, or the Doc's Diesel filters and the stock intake, and kind of get my money's worth out of that. And I just don't want to spend the money right now on my truck, because I spent enough on it between buying it and tuning it and stuff. But if I have to, that's something I'll do to see if it fixes it. The other thing that it could be, that I don't think it really is the cold side pipe. The 6-7 Power Strokes have a common issue where like the cold side pipe cracks and it like under boosts, I think is what it is. I checked my cold side pipe. I don't see any visible cracks in it. And one of the main reasons I don't think that's the issue is most of the time when people start having issues with that, it's like a loud bang or pop. And it either blows a hole in the cold side pipe or blows it off the fitting. So I haven't heard any pops, cracks. Mine's connected. It hasn't blown off, and I can't find any holes or cracks in it. So I don't think that's the issue. So I'm still looking for feedback if anybody's come across like a surge on your turbo on a 6.7. And it's not like consistent where it's all the time. Like, because right now it's not doing it. So I almost don't know if it's a failing turbo, because I would think that if it was, it would be doing it like all the time. Another thing I noticed, and actually I thought it was just me at first, but then my daughter noticed it when she was in the car too. When I'm coming to a stop, I'm getting like it's kind of goofy, or sound like, the only way for me to explain it, it's very quiet, but obviously like if I heard it, my daughter heard it, like it's there. It's not consistent as well, so it's not every single time, but it almost sounds like I don't know what the wording for, like in westerns, like the little like whistle or like sound clip that goes by. As I'm coming to a stop, like I could hear that very faintly. but now I'm almost wondering if it's something with the turbo. And I wish I had a better way to explain it, or like maybe I can find a way to attach a sound clip of what to me it sounds like, because it's very faint. Like I don't think I could catch that on camera, and it's so inconsistent that it would be hard for me to like have somebody outside filming and get it caught. But it's a very odd noise. I've had a ton of diesel trucks. I've never dealt with turbo surge. I've never dealt with this noise. So it's odd. It very well could be my turbo going out. And if that's the case, I'll decide how I want to handle that. I can either just find a used stock one, or I may go with an aftermarket. I know they're obviously more expensive. I'd have to see what the actual benefits of going aftermarket, because I don't need like a bunch of big power. Like, this truck has more than enough power for what I need and what I do. But if I'm going to spend the money and there's some benefits, specifically like if it's going to help with towing and stuff like that, then I would be willing to spend some extra money and get the one that's going to improve the truck. So that's really all I wanted to go after. Again, if anybody has any feedback on what my issue could be, definitely throw it in the comments. I'm open to listening and trying anything to see what's causing the surge and the noise. So we'll go from there. If you like the channel, definitely follow. We're growing, but it's definitely slowed down right now. And that could definitely be just like my lack of RV transport loads. My watch time hours are down. The subscribers are climbing a little bit, but not like they were, so no big deal. Hopefully people are still finding interest in the videos. If there's anything you want to see, put it in the comments and we'll make a video about that. Like I said, I'll film once I get this trailer. We'll figure out what I'm grabbing. Alright, we're hooking up this Coachman Catalina 261. I didn't see the tags anywhere to see what it is. Tires are good. Door was actually already locked, which is nice. But I got the keys for it. It is pretty snowy back here. Just checking everything. Got the sewage cap put on. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see any tags showing the weight or anything, which is odd. But everything checks out. Oh, here we go. Alright, so 60, let's see if we can get that, 62, 69 as the dry weight, just over, well, 30 and a half feet long. Got it hooked up, ready to go. See all my foot marks. I should have wore boots. I keep wearing tennis shoes, but I guess it's better than the Hey Dudes I usually wear. But yeah, I hooked up. Well, I went, got this trailer, and put you in the couple, put you in the phone holder here. Went and got this trailer, and the security guard had to look up where it was, and said, "Oh, it's in the back 40." I was like, well, that doesn't sound too good. And she asked, "Have you ever been there?" And I said, "No, I don't. Never heard of that one." So she kind of like took a deep breath. I was like, "Oh, this is not gonna be good." She's like, "All right, you gotta go." It's basically the farthest lot, and then it's behind a bunch of buildings, and it's in a field in the back, and they did not plow it at all. So see how we get out of here. I might have to put it in 4-wheel drive. But there was another driver that came in behind me. He was in a dually Duramax, and he passed by me down this lot somewhere. It almost sounds like he might be stuck, because I thought I heard him like revving it up. I don't know if he was two-wheel drive or not, but unless it was somebody else stuck, I don't know. But did definitely sound like somebody was stuck back here. I don't see him now though. I do see some smoke, like a tailpipe, but I don't know. I'll have to see if I can see him. But yeah, it definitely would be nice if there was some, if they plowed this a bit back here. Oh no, that's something, they're burning something back here, I think. Yeah, they got a fire going. That's alright. I don't know where that Duramax went. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to put this thing in 4 high to get out of here. Oh man. Alright, ship it down. We're going. I got a trailer wiring fault, so once I get going here, I'm gonna get out and make sure it didn't come unplugged from the 7-pin. But yeah, we got it hooked up. I don't like that back lot when there's snow. I've got highway tires, try to get the best mile per gallon. They're not, I mean, they're okay in the snow, but they could be better. But I actually have to fill out my sheet, and I'm going to pull over and see what's going on with this trailer wiring. See if the lights come on if I manually turn them on. Lights are turning on, so it's plugged in. I'm going to go check and see what's going on. And I'll report back. I'll be on my way to Slinger here in a little bit. It's pretty cold here still in Indiana. I think Chicago's supposed to get a little bit warmer today. It's 25 right now here. Alright, so I got that trailer dropped off, 30-foot Coachman Catalina. Pretty uneventful drive compared to the last load. And we had some wind, but overall went smooth. Got it up to Slinger, Wisconsin. I really enjoy delivering at that dealership. It's just very smooth. I haven't had any real bad situations to talk about at dealerships, but the young lady that works there is like super polite and easy to work with, and she pretty much just does like she like takes her pictures and then signs off, and I'm in and out of there so fast. Like I like that. Parking lot's nice and big. Only time I ever had like a little bit of an issue trying to find a spot was when they were closed for the holidays and everybody was dropping off there. I ended up backing it into a location that's not exactly where it goes, but everything was so full. But for the most part, it's a nice, easy to get to dealership, easy to get to lot. Good people to work with, fast drop off. So, and it's not a far run, so it's like a 9-hour day. I think it pays like $500. And it's not too bad, but I think that trailer, I think maybe the brakes were iced up or something, because when I first got on the road, it towed really, really bad. Like it just felt like something wasn't right, and then all of a sudden I felt it kind of like lurch a little bit, and then everything felt good. So I don't know if the brakes were sticking or icy or what the case might have been. But I'm glad it kind of corrected itself early on, because I was pulling, just getting on the highway thinking this is going to be a long drive between whatever this feeling is in the trailer and the wind, because we have had 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts the entire day. But even that, it wasn't, I mean, Indiana, I feel like even though it shows Wisconsin has the same wind, for whatever reason it felt like Indiana was a lot worse. So but now it's good. I did reach out to my dispatcher, and I will have a load for tomorrow. It was actually pretty nice, because he called me, because I had texted him and just asked if he had anything I could deliver tomorrow, and he called and he's like, well, you can have your pick of, and there's like 4 or 5 different locations. So I picked Sterling, Illinois. I didn't really have any reason was looking at the weather, and it's supposed to be windy tomorrow, and I'm remembering that every time I go out to Sterling, all the cornfields, the wind is usually really bad, but that's okay. Might have to take it a little bit slower tomorrow if it's really windy, and I think he said it's like a 26-foot travel trailer, so it shouldn't be anything too bad. So we'll get that picked up tomorrow, delivered tomorrow, and then I don't think I'm gonna look for anything for the weekend. I think I'm just gonna stick with the 3 loads, and just take the weekend off, and then try to pick up work early next week. I gotta see what days I've got babysitters, but hopefully at least 3 to 4 loads next week. That would be ideal. So either this week's not going to be great as far as like total income, even with the 3 loads, because they're kind of like 3 shorter loads. I gotta add up the total, but it's probably going to be just south of $1,500, like somewhere in that $1,450 range. Again, not terrible, but again, it's only 3 days, less than, well, Tuesday ended up being, I think, a 10-hour day because of the weather, but that would have been like an 8-hour day had the weather not been bad. And then this one, I think, is going to end up being time I'm getting home at like 5:30, so like 9.5 hours. But I did stop for fuel, and I stopped and got some food this time because I was actually pretty hungry today. So you could do it, and I didn't need to stop for fuel. I just figured if I was stopping to eat, I might as well top off, and fuel is cheaper in Wisconsin. But you could easily do this Slinger Wisconsin run in 9 hours. So yeah, not a terrible week. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to plan to do anything over the weekend, but maybe that'll change. I don't know. We'll see. Seeing a lot of snowmobile trailers going up north, and I'm a little bit jealous. This year I sold the last of my snowmobiles and trailer. So this is the first year in like 20 years, probably longer than that actually. Probably closer to like at least, well, really ever, because I pretty much had sleds since I was a little kid. So probably like 35 years, first time in like 35 years that I haven't had sleds, and I'm not going up north. I'm sure there's a year or so in there that I didn't go up north even though I had sleds. But I just can't remember. I usually would at least, even when I was super busy or just didn't have the money or whatever, like I would usually at least go one trip a year. But most of the time I was like 3 to 4 trips a year. But I mean, obviously, like if you see my videos, I did just buy a couple older sleds, but those are not meant to, like, for me to be taking up north. I'm just gonna do a little bit of work on them and probably sell them and just make a little bit of money. I already sold the trailer that I had got with the sleds, made a little bit off of that. So yeah, my whole point was all day today, because I'm driving through Wisconsin, I see trailers coming and going up north to go riding, and a little bit jealous, kind of wishing I wouldn't have sold my snowmobile, my last one, but maybe I'll grab a new one for next year. So but yeah, that's it. I'll do a video tomorrow, picking up somewhere different. I gotta remember, I know it's not Jayco, it's not Coachman. I'm trying to remember where I'm picking up. I think I've picked up there before, and I realized in my last video, I said I've only ever picked up from Jayco and Coachman, but that's not true. I think I also picked up at, it might be like Alliance or one of those other manufacturers. I can't remember which one it was, but there's been 3 manufacturers that I've picked up at, and this one might be the same. So we'll see. But it's not Jayco, it's not Coachman, so hopefully it's a quick, smooth process. Kind of a bummer that I haven't been able to pick up at our storage lot, because it's like, I think I mentioned before in some of the other videos, I save like 15 to 20 minutes each way if I can pick up there, versus going to the Middlebury area to go to the manufacturer. But like I said, that's not the end of the world. You just add a little bit of time to your drive, you know, and the pay is the same. So that, I guess that's where, you know, you're adding like, let's say 20 to 40 minutes, and then however many miles, I think it's like 10 or 12 miles extra each way, and the pay is the same. So obviously, like, anytime I can pick up at our storage lot, it's quicker because you just drive in, you don't deal with any security, unless it's at night, then you got to open the gate up and stuff like that. But you know, during the day, pick up, you just drive in, sign out your trailer, and you're kind of on your way, and you're already, you know, closer to your destination. So wish we had some trailers at our storage lot, but I'm just happy that we got some work, so I don't mind the extra half hour, 40 minutes, you know, as long as I get to do some work. So, but I will make a video tomorrow with this third delivery, and I'll go over the numbers for the week. Like I said, it's not going to be great, but at least we'll still go over it. I mentioned earlier in the week that I was going to make a video about the 2 months of ownership with the truck. For some reason, I was thinking Friday was going to be the 2 month mark, but it's actually Monday. So I'll wait till Monday to make that video. Just, you know, in case anything eventful with the truck comes up over the weekend, whether it's me getting to do some maintenance, or, you know, if I do another delivery or something, it's going to add to the miles. So yeah, so I'll just wait till Monday so I can get that actual 2 month mark, and we'll go over everything with the truck during that video. If you like what you're seeing, subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment so we can talk.